The Vanguard has been an indispensable part of the administration of justice system in Yolo County. Sad to say, too often, folk get convicted who shouldn't be convicted and sent to prison when they shouldn't be sent to prison.
An individual's civil liberties have been violated in terms of due process, in terms of First Amendment rights, being denied access to an attorney, being wrongfully detained in a local county jail.
There are documented cases of innocent people who have been executed in our country.
We've even seen the phenomenon of people who are sent to death, where later through a confession by the person who was the real killer or by DNA, the folk have been found to be innocent. So we need to have a watch of what's happening in the criminal court system.
I think one of the important things that surprised me a little bit is really the court watch aspect of the Davis Vanguard.
There are 235 cases a year that are getting no coverage at all.
We have law students on our board who are very interested in what the Davis Vanguard is doing.
The Davis Vanguard offers an incredibly important, independent, and informed voice and vehicle for our community to understand deeply the issues that we're facing.
One of the things that we've struggled with in our community is sort of the insiders kind of knowing what's going on, and regular people who don't have time to come down to city council chambers every other Tuesday not knowing exactly what's going on. And the Vanguard really, I think, shines light on some of the things going on at City Hall.
So David Greenwald and his team of reporters, they go out there, they do real investigative reporting.
But if we want hard-hitting and penetrating investigative coverage, we need to hire somebody who has the training and experience to be able to do that.
If we could generate some funding.
So I'm going to start back by how I got involved in the first place, which was at a time of a lot of turmoil here in Davis because we had just had a pepper spray incident. And that was the first time I was aware there was a Vanguard, and there were a lot of comments going back and forth, and I started commenting. So the most important thing to me about the Vanguard is that it is a conversational space, so that people who either live here in town or have interests here in town can express their views and interact directly with each other, as opposed to the much slower mechanism that you get when people put in letters to the editor or those kind of comments.
They talk to many people from diverse communities, and in fact that's one of the things that I admire most about the Vanguard, how respectful they are to understand that there are many different points of view that need to be considered and understood, and they respect the diversity of our community.
And our system has failed our society as well. It definitely boils down to privilege, but I think it's different facets of privilege. It's not just privilege by race, but it's also privilege by money. You know, what's your economical background? What's your lifestyle? What's your upbringing? The sad thing about this is that
family I've been working with for 7 years now, the father was in prison for 378 years. And most people, including me, believe he's innocent.
Wow.
And so the case finally is going to the appellate court next week.
We have tracked numerous cases in which an individual who's technically classified as an undocumented immigrant has been detained for over 50 days without access to a phone call, without access to an attorney. It has compromised the man's ability to support his family. He was separated from his children. So I think Davis Vanguard is doing some very progressive work.
Indeed, my hope is that the Vanguard will be able to expand beyond Yolo County to the nearby counties and hopefully statewide.